Hello, welcome back to a new video of Dynasty War, and today I'm going to talk about Machinist because I got her in both of my smaller accounts. I did record this video before, but I have to record it again because I realized something new that I did not know earlier. So what I figure out or find out is that her ability does not depend on her own DPS, like most other heroes they do, except heroes that have their skill based on percentage or time. So her skill has damage. So I thought, hey, it must be related to her DPS. So what that means is it's related to her own level, related to the HP partnership. However, that's not true. My other small account, I have the HP partnership satisfy, same damage, 665. I level her up from 1 to 50, still 665. So that's one special thing, I guess, because she is a special hero. I'm gonna guess the same method applies to Lady, because that's the question that most people ask me. Is Lady stronger or Machinist stronger? And to me, if you ask me who is stronger, it depends on the person who is using it and how they use it. But I can talk about a little bit briefly in this video who is easier to use and which one is more viable and easier for you to get in and make her valuable. So let's start off with the partnership. Okay, since the damage partnership is not as important because it does not apply to her skill, I'm gonna assume the same thing for Lady. If the same thing does not happen to Lady, Lady does depend. If she does depend on her damage, then obviously Machinist has a advantage because she doesn't need her damage partnership to make her skill stronger. Okay, but if they're the same thing, then the damage partnership is not as important. However, the HP partnership is, because for both of them, you are trying to get them to use their skill. The more, the better. So if they have to stay alive to do that. So for Machinist, you need YueYing, and that's the only unparalleled 7-star you need. And for most people, YueYing is their first hero to regen, and most likely they will have it already when they when they play this event. So that's one up. For Lady, you need to have Lubu to have HP partnership, and you need to have Heroine to get the damage partnership. So that's the first thing. The second thing is their attribute. Machinist as a fan hero tends to have more HP and DPS compared to Lady. And this is true, always true for fan hero and archer hero. So her own survivability and auto attack is already stronger than Lady by quite a lot already. Lady has the range because she is an archer hero, and that's it. So we can talk about her skill right now. The skill, Machinist summons 3 cards that does area damage, and at 10 out of 10 it does 1400 damage per card, and it does area damage as well. So that's very strong. However, Lady, she does 1200 damage to 5 targets, as well as freezing them. As you can see, the total damage, Lady has a higher total damage because it attacks 5 targets in total and has a cooldown of 12 seconds, while Machinist has 1400 per cards and does damage to 3 units. So that's only up to like 4000 damage, while Lady can have up to 6000 damage. On offense, this might not make as much sense because your cards Machinist card will always focus on defensive structures, which is a good thing because if you can take out their defensive structures, then there is no buildings to attack you. On the other hand, Lady will focus on hero first, so that's another good thing. If their heroes are strong, you want to freeze them, do damage to them as soon as possible. But doing 1400 damage to defensive buildings or to any buildings, it's a lot. It could most of them, most likely it will destroy the building. If not 1, 2 will destroy it, right? And all 3 cards can hit the same target. So if all 3 cards targeted the same building, the building will be destroyed. But Lady, she only does 1200 damage to 1 hero and then 1200 damage to other stuff. 1200 damage to a hero is nothing. It's not going to kill any hero with 1200 damage. It might freeze them, but it's not going to kill them. So that's one bad negative disadvantage for her. On the other hand, if you think about defense, Lady can only defend against hero. She cannot defend against a bunch of troops. And Machinist can because her card does area damage. So if you have a bunch of troops and a bunch of heroes coming in, the 3 cards can basically wipe out the whole army because they do area damage. And what it does is, actually, other than doing area damage, if all 3 of the cards target the same hero, it will do over 4,000 damage to that hero, and it can kill the hero. On the other hand, Lady will only do 1,200 damage to that one hero. She does not do splash damage or area damage, so that's a very big disadvantage. Not that she's not strong, but she's not just as easy or as viable to use in the early game. And if we look at the late game, how much do we actually have to invest in them to make them strong? So let's say we awaken them. Machinist, if you awaken her, get that 5 extra level, you get 400 more damage. That's pretty good. Her awakening skill you literally can ignore because it doesn't do anything for her skill at all. It just basically increases her range for 15 seconds. And what that means is, well, if she uses her skill 1, she can have a longer range forever because 15 seconds, and it takes 15 seconds to use her skill again. But 60%, she has 3 tile range, so that's additional 1.8 tile. So what, right? It's not that big of a deal. It does not alter her own skill. It just makes her a little bit stronger. It makes her a little bit look like an archer hero. So she got that benefit as well, right? And for Lady, if you only go up to 15 out of 15, she gets extra 300 more damage, 1,500 damage against any awakened hero is nothing. You can't kill any awakened hero with 1,500 damage. You get 2 more seconds of freeze. But what's really strong from her is her awakening skill. 25% of max HP. Maximum is 2,500. So that will only be applicable when you're going against a shield hero that has 10,000 HP. Then you can deal a max of 2,500 damage. And this is very strong, extremely powerful. But what that means is you need to invest a lot of beats in her awakening skill as well as her own skill. And still, the same thing applies. She does not do splash damage, area damage. She cannot target the same hero and attack the same hero with multiple arrows. So that's one very bad thing about her. It's not that she is weak, but it's the fact that she cannot be easily used on a regular level. You need to be good with her. You need to practice her and know how much her range is. So that's why both of my small accounts, I only use them to do Alliance Dungeon or maybe do 1-star in Alliance Battle. Getting a more viable hero is easier because I don't really need to level her skill up that much. I don't really need to awaken her, and she could still be very strong in both offense and defense. And the other thing about the skill is, as I have mentioned, I've talked about this in the video where I compare Zhuge Liang, Tai Shi, and Zhang Liao. Her skill having basically an unlimited range. Once she activated her skill, her card has an infinite range. It could travel anywhere and do damage. Area damage, that's the second thing that was OP. Third thing is instant damage, because if you do your damage faster, even if you die, then you still did your damage. However, Machinist summons something up, so she does not do instant damage. However, the thing that she summoned will do instant damage, and even if she die, her card still exists, and they could travel around infinite range. Compared to Lady, she has limited range. She does not do area damage. If she dies and her hero does not reach the enemy, it's gone, just like Lu Bu's Fireball. So, not that it's not strong, okay? Again, this is not comparing how much damage or how strong it is. It's comparing how easy you can use. What is the threshold for getting a strong hero, a good hero, or good enough hero. So that is why most cases I will probably recommend Machinist for most people, because unless you have a reason to get Lady, there is no reason to not get Machinist, because her partnership is just easier to get, and she is just much more viable and easier to use in most cases. So this is it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.